All right, so first of all, let's talk in general. All right, everybody stop whatever you're doing. Focus your attention on me. Let's talk about this grading period, okay? So are you aware that grades are due at the end of the week? Okay, so here's what I can tell you. All right, I am being as lenient as I possibly can. I am accepting everything from this 9 weeks. All right, so I can't take the first 9 weeks, but anything from this 9 weeks that you still need to get me. All right. There may be a small grade penalty depending upon how late your item is, but I mean, I'm talking a couple points. All right. So what I would like you to do, and I mean, I guess if you're already doing it right now, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm not going to give you a lot of time to do it right now, but go back and look at what's happening. All right. If you see some holes, especially in things that are worth more points, you need to fill them in. All right. If you didn't do the camping trip, cuando fui a acampar, make sure you get me that. That was 25 points. If you are missing a quiz, you need to talk to me about that so that I can let you make that up. All right. It's hard for me to keep track of 160 people. So you need to reach out to me if you need to make something up. I did give you an opportunity to redo a quiz yesterday during your day off. Now, I haven't even looked, to be honest, because I actually forgot about it until I said it just then. But if you didn't take advantage of that and you still want to, do it tonight. I don't think I closed it, but I can take a look at it. All right. Let's see, what else? I don't know. You know, if you're missing something in the textbook, that's always one of those where you can go back and redo it. Or if you didn't do it, do it. I'm looking for 70% or better. But you do need to message me about that because I don't necessarily get an alert that you went back and did it. So my point is I am trying to be, you know, flexible and work with you. You just have to do it and get it to me. Kylan? T? Are you looking at like something in my class? T? For what assignment? Oh, okay. Are you looking on Canvas? Okay. Don't worry. I mean, Canvas is important. Look at Scott. All right. So what I do on Canvas is I transfer the grades. There are a few here and there that maybe I didn't transfer. Like, I don't think I put in whatever slideshow was. That doesn't ring a bell. So that might have just been something I had to do that I didn't actually count for credit. Most things I do, but there are a couple that I'm like, I get enough grades or people, you know, I don't count every single one. Yeah, so definitely look on Skyward for where you're headed. Any other quick questions about grades? Okay, if you need help with something, message me. If you don't understand something, message me. If you don't know where to find something, message me. Most of my things are either going to be under assignments or quizzes. Just because it's under quizzes doesn't mean it's a quiz, because a lot of times I'll do like a practice, but the way I have to put it in, it calls it a quiz. All right. So if you are missing things, either click under assignments, click under quizzes if you're on Canvas, or go to your textbook. All right. Does that make sense? Okay. I really don't want you to do that right now because now I want to talk about El Imperfecto. But I wanted just to have that quick conversation so that you are aware of it and you can go back and fill in some things as needed. Okay? That make sense? Okay. All right. So that being said, I want to talk about El Imperfecto. I would love it if you could find your notes from the other day. So if you are here, if you were in the black group and you were here last week, I should have given you 2 handouts. One says El Imperfecto and looks like this, and the other is a little verb battleship that I want to play in a few minutes. If you are in this room right now, I just gave you the verb battleship. Did everybody get that? If not, it's on the table. But I want you to find your notes from the other day. So can you find your notes from Monday? And for some reason you don't have them, let me know and I'll get you another one. Okay, so everybody find your notes real quick. I got something to add. I can't remember who asked me about it. Somebody was asking me about, was it you, Charles? I can't remember. About that you had Miss Casey last year and you had that waters thing. Is that you, Charles?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, so I did ask her and I like it. So we're gonna use that. So we're gonna add that to your notes here. Thanks for the tip. All right, so again, finding your notes from the other day. If you don't have one, is that what you're asking? Anybody else not have one? All right, so. Almost there. Okay, so what I have on the board behind me, I'm gonna actually go through and I think you should write it down. I will probably give it to you in some notes next week, but I think it's good and I like it and I'm gonna use it, and why not write it down right now? Okay, so friends, let's see if I can make this work. All right, online people, can you see that? In focus? Can you read it? Gus, is that a yes? Thank you. Okay, so this is what somebody mentioned the other day. This is from Miss Casey. Basically, if you can remember waters, then it'll give you all the reasons to use the imperfect. So this week, I'm not making you choose between the preterite and the imperfect, but next week I will. So what I would do if I were you is I would grab these notes and I would jot this down at the top, right? I've mostly given you these reasons, but I liked her little acronym here, waters. So write it, I don't know, wherever you have room. Go ahead and jot it down here, because it gives you all the reasons to use the imperfect. So again, I listed them, but this I think is better. All right, so we have waters. W is for weather, right? We use the imperfect when we're talking about weather in the past tense. A is for age. I didn't even put that on here, silly me. I mean, I guess I consider it's kind of a specific thing, I guess under a description, any kind of description of you, including your age. But I like that it has its own little category there. So A is for age. T is for time. Okay, when you're telling the time in the past tense, use the imperfect. I think I have time on there with that. E is for emotions. I believe I have the word feelings. That is the same thing. Okay, emotions or feelings. Repeated actions. R is for repeated actions. So like I have ongoing actions. That's the way I explained it. Repeated actions is the same thing. Ongoing actions, things you used to do over and over again, right? I used to watch Scooby every day. I used to play the guitar every day. I used to watch cartoons on the weekend. And then setting or description for S, right? And I have description on it. But I liked the way that goes together. It flows a little better. So thanks, Charles. Good idea. All right. So after you get that down, I'm just going to kind of review this with you real quick. I just have a quick PowerPoint to share with you. Zoom friends, make sure that's down because I'm going to unplug my little camera guy. And then I just want to run through this PowerPoint kind of with you to help you review that paper, and then we'll play some Battleship. Okay, can I get rid of this? Does everybody have the waters thing? Okay. Take that. Yes. All right, so let me pull up my PowerPoint and I will screen share it with you. You do have access to this, but I'll just open it and share it with you anyway. Okay. All right. Share this real quick. All right, you guys can see it. Can you see it if you're on Zoom? Should be looking at a little clock that says imperfect. Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so let's go through and hit the highlights. I'm going to ask you to participate here kind of with me in a second, but first I'm going to go over a couple basics with you. So imperfect, the other past tense. Why do I say the other past tense? Well, what was the one we've just been working on really, really hard? The preterite, right? So this is just a different form of the past tense. All right. So what do we use this one for? We just said the imperfect tense is used to talk about things that happened repeatedly in the past or over a period of time. What you used to do, how you used to be feeling, how you were feeling, descriptions, anything, whether you're describing yourself, what you used to be like, or your house used to be like, or your family used to be like, weather, any of that. All right. So, for example, she was so funny, right? That is not a one-time thing. It was an ongoing thing. I used to watch Scooby. Again, I used to watch it a lot. It was sunny. It wasn't just sunny for one split second. It's kind of a weather expression in general. And I was happy. Again, you might have changed your feelings, but at that time, you were happy. It was an ongoing thing. So those are kind of some examples of when we would want to use it. All right, let's talk about endings. So this is where I want some class participation here. All right, so let's talk about AR endings first. You tell me, what is the yo form AR ending in the imperfect? You've got your notes out. What are you looking at? You just say it. Go ahead. What is it? Abba. All right, so let's go through these together. All right, if you're at home, say them with us. If you're here, say it so we can hear it. So yo Abba, what's the to form going to end with? Abbas. El or ella? Abba. Nosotros? Abamos. And ellos? Aban. Okay. So what do we have to remember here? Well, nosotros form has an accent. Okay, you have to get that accent in for it to be counted right. What do we notice about the yo form and the el form? They're the same. So you got to use a pronoun. All right. So if I wanted to do a verb like hablar, how would you say I used to talk, class A? Let's try it together. Yo hablaba. To. Yeah, say it. Ready? To. Hablabas. El. Hablaba. Nosotros. Hablábamos. And ellos. Hablaban. Okay. So used to talk. All right. Let's try an ER. What do my endings look like here? Ia. What's the to form? I should hear everybody saying it at the same time. What is it? Ias. There it is. Next up. Ia. Iamos. Ian. Oh, I didn't put eis in. You're right. All right. So now if we tried this with a verb like comer, what would it sound like? I used to eat would be what? Comía. Repitan. Comía. What's the to form? Comías. El. Comía. Nosotros. Comíamos. And ellos. Comían. All good? Okay. Let's talk about IR. Is there much to talk about? No, why? Because it's the same. Good news, right? So we still have ia. I'll let you do the verb in a minute. And ias and ia and iamos and ian. All right. So what about a verb like vivir? How would you say I used to live? Vivia. Everybody, you used to live. Vivías. El. Vivía. Nosotros. Vivíamos. And ellos. Vivían. Sound okay? All right. How many irregulars am I going to show you? How many? How many? How many we got? Look at your paper. Flip it over to the back. How many are on there? Good news. Only 3. All right, you follow along with me. So we've got ver, I used to see, ser, I used to be, and ear, I used to go. So usually once you get the first one, the rest kind of flow. All right, so let's try ver. What's weird about ver? Actually, I'll take a quick point. Somebody want to tell me what makes ver irregular? I'll get a hand. Who's got it? Who's got it? Okay, Kylan. Yeah, so look at this yo form. In theory, you'd get rid of that and you'd have via, but it's not via, it's what? Veía, repitan, veía. Taylor, question? Accent marks on all the I's. Absolutely. Yep. Thank you. Accent marks on all the I's. So let's do it. Yo veía tu clase what? Veías el. Veía nosotros. Veíamos and ellos. Veían. Yep. Accents on all those I's. Right? All right. How about ser? What's the yo form? Yo era. Mine comes up in a weird order. I don't know why. Okay. There it is. Yo era. Tú eras. Él era. Nosotros éramos. And ellos eran. Let's look at this. Accent just here over the nosotros form. Let me pause you for a minute. Go back and look at all the nosotros forms. Does any nosotros form not have an accent? Nope, they all do. Okay. All right, we got one more verb. Ear. I used to what? What's ear mean? I used to go. What's the yo form? Yo iba to. Ibas. El. Iba. Nosotros. Íbamos. And ellos. Iban. Only 3 irregulars. Thank goodness, right? All right. These kind of seem familiar-ish? Yes? Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do now. We are going to try and play some verb battleship. So let me remind you how to play. And